It's Williams on the outside. Oh, so close. And the time is very, very fast.
Kennedy off the three-quarter runner over at 66. Easily done.
Kennedy in front. Gout coming hard, hard, hard. And he's done it again. He's brilliant.
Yes, and a big welcome back to everybody, no matter where you are around the country, around the world. It is day number 2 of our Australian Track and Field National Championships. Such a pleasure to have you here. Before we got into any of this here this afternoon, there's been events happening all morning long, all early afternoon long. We can see here, this is our men's long jump qualification. Now have a look at these two. Liam Adcock, Chris Matrevsky, multiple-time Australian representatives. But we're going to start with our man from Western Australia. This is Ristonopoulos, and he was out here, and now he's been tracking his progress, hasn't he, Nana? He'll be happy with this.
Yes, I've been watching his Instagram stories of his journey over the past year, getting back into long jump through injury. So it's great to see him with the PB after his first jump.
Have a look at this, the Queenslander, Jalen Rucker. Now, he has been searching all year long. He's sort of been a little bit injured. He's coming back into the pit. He's had an on and off summer, but he'll be happy with that to get through at 7:73. Now we continue here. This is the young Victorian. This is Williams on the runway. And again, we needed to get over the 7:70 marker to automatically qualify. He launched out to 7:77. Enough to get on through. Now, these are two names that need no introduction coming on after this, Nana, do they?
Multiple Australian representatives. We see Chris Matrevsky on the runway. At Moree Plant, he jumped 7:86. Wasn't very happy with that, but he was one and done today with 7:84. So a season's best for him, and we can see some smiles with him and Jaden Ruckus.
Well, good to see him smiling. We would have watched his Blue Boys play last night with a big frown on his face. Now, have a look at Liam Adcock here. Now, this is the ultimate joker in the pack. Look how easy he makes 8:12 look, Liam Adcock. Now, Moree Plant wasn't his meat. World Indoors wasn't quite his meat, but what this man does is he bounces back like nobody you've seen before. So the World Indoors silver medalist is through to that final. So we're away. It is Annabelle Coleman, the multiple-time Australian representative, bronze medalist last year in Delhi, setting a blistering tempo, and Belinda Scott will be the one to go with it. So you can see Scott leads out well there. And it looks like it's going to be Filicamo and O'Mahony. So rounding into the home straight here, Annabelle Coleman at 4:34 was her time. She's going to be just shy of that, but what she won't be shy of is an abundance of courage and an ability to lead out this quality field. So Annabelle Coleman, your world bronze medalist last year in Delhi, will come down to this finish line and cross it first, just outside her lifetime best.
What a cracking race.
Set. So we're away. The 100-metre wheelchair final is off. We can see Amy Fisher gets a really good start from this field. Also, Alt Connell as well. So Fisher leads out this group. Outside of her, Dingley. Alt Connell moving along nicely. Alt Connell now gets up on the inside of Fisher. So Fisher pushed off strongly, and Alt Connell comes home quick. Gets the line on us here. Next up through there was Dingley. Now starting to roll through is Coco Espy. Then it goes back there to Clifton Bly and Madison Kent in that order. A men's 100-metre wheelchair is underway, and moving along strongly there is Sam Carter. So the national record holder is away. Multiple-time Australian representative leads out there from Reid McCracken. So we're on national record watch here for Sam Carter. Pushes on down to the line, and we'll have to wait and see what the time is. The clock didn't stop. He was moving that quickly. McCracken not far away either. Ryan too. And Webb, the first of 3 men's 400-metre heats. He's always quick up and away, isn't he there, Cooper Sherman? So he's 3 from the outside. Inside, though, Gilbert, Beck, Fabiani, Ravel Lewis, Kerr Martin, then Sherman, Cotterill and Webb. And you can see Cooper Sherman waste no time in getting up on his outside shoulder here. So the Ballarat bullet is away. He's been fired off quickly. We can see the New Zealander, Ravel Lewis. He broke that national record this year, so he's in form, and he is pushing along here with 200 metres to go. So Cooper Sherman leads it out here from the rest of this field. They're about to straighten up and make their way into the final 100 metres. He's got company. It's going to be Ravel Lewis who's going to move on through there. Brenton Kerr from New South Wales starts to wind it up. Cooper Sherman would have to find a little something to win this one, but he's not interested. He's just going to do enough, and Brenton Kerr takes it out. 45.37. That is a monster lifetime best.
Set.
Clean across the board here. So inside there, it's Nikisha Jr., Gillard, Van Radigan, Maples, Kumaraj, Cullens, Lindstrom, Halpin, and Sankey. You can see here now, though, the work rate of Luke Van Radigan, 45.03. Only a few weeks ago, he'd love to capitalise on that form. The Sri Lankan Kumaraj in the middle of the track, giving him plenty to chase. And on the inside, Nikisha Jr. as well, moving along nicely in lane 1. But through the opening 200 metres, Luke Van Radigan's picking up the stagger, though. Kumaraj giving him everything to chase, landing into the home straight. So Van Radigan back from Kumaraj now draws level. 100 metres to go here in heat number 2. Kumaraj and Van Radigan are away from this field. They only need to be in the top 2, but they're going to battle it out for ego. It looks like Van Radigan looks on the right shoulder and does enough. 45.25 through the heats. Kumaraj won't be too far behind, and wide out on the track was Timothy Sankey.
You think about if he just kept running through the line, I reckon we would have seen a PB from Luke Radigan.
Set.
So the last opportunity to make this men's 400 metre final is away. We can see the work rate of Reese Holder early. He's going to go and pick up that inside of Casey Ryan. And moving on nicely there also is Reynolds. So this entire field now up the back straight. Look at the work rate of Reese Holder. He is picking up this field with ease at the moment through the opening 200 metres. It's his trademark. We know he's so strong here, but Thomas Reynolds has found plenty this year with his own 45.13. So strong at the Maurie Plant meet. Got the best of Reese Holder there, but as we make our way into this final 100 metres, it's Reese Holder out in front, wants to make his first national title. Reynolds is aware of what this field is doing, takes a look left and right, sees Zane Branco pushing, but even Reese has turned it off, and we'll see him in the final. And 45.29, the warning shot is fired.
Well, Reese, welcome to your first national final, as Mitch said before.
So heat number 1 of 3 away, trying to book a spot in this national final. Always a strong starter on the inside of the track is Carla Bull, but you can see Gemma Pollard is out and away, moving this field along. So Sarah Jakes as well, they're all up this back straight now, and it looks like Bull just starting to try and pull in the work rate of Gemma Pollard, who's been oh so impressive this year. The class 400 metre runner herself is out in heat number 1, booking herself a spot in this final if she has anything to do with it. So now Bull starts to move through the field on her outside, but it's all Gemma Pollard rounding into this final 100 metres, and this is patented. This is where she's able to work this field. She's moved away from them so many times across the summer, but is out in front far enough away that she can do as she pleases over the final 50 metres. So Gemma Pollard out here in front, Carla Bull in second, moving on his mate in third, but Pollard will stop it at 52.48. Back to Bull, then mate. But Gemma Pollard, they already knew who to watch out for, but she's here in form. This will be one to watch. Heat 2 of 3, women's 400 metres. So heat 2 is away. Gregorovic got a good start. So out wide did Mia Gross. So Gross picks up on Thwaites into this back straight. So Mia Gross, 51.88 to take out the state title in the 400 metres. Might have caught a few by surprise, but not many in her circles. Blackburn as well, moving along nicely. And Gregorovic on the inside of the track will want to be in that top 2 position. So opening 200 metres belongs to Mia Gross. Alice Dixon as well, moving along nicely, putting herself in a position to get through to this final automatically. And it's just riding on the coattails there of Mia Gross. In fact, moves on past her with 120 metres to go. So Gross with some work to do, though, just needs to be inside of that top 2. Alice Dixon of New South Wales at home charges down this home straight. This crowd should be electric. This is one of your own in the heats. Is going to book her ticket in the final. Watch the clock there as well. 52.95. Gross goes through next. Inside there, I think, was Penman, then Gregorovic. But what a run there from Alice Dixon. Her storied season continues. The women's 400 metres continues. So heat number 3, who will book themselves a spot in this final? Ellie Beer in the middle of the track, the class of the field. Alexia Lazou as well has been strong, improved this year on her lifetime best. So inside there is Lazou. Beer already, the patented opening 200 metres is always quick, goes on past this stagger on her outside. And Ellie Beer wasting no time to assert herself in this women's 400 metre heat. Opening 200 metres done, and Beer continues to push on down to the line. You can see Lazou starting to find some strength as well. Wider on that, some challenges, O'Brien and Whittingham, but into the home straight now. Ellie Beer leads out from Alexia Lazou, and Beer and Lazou will nearly draw level. Beer got the best of 2 metres on her here at the moment. Lazou, though, will not give up on this pursuit as they make their way down. O'Brien is in third, but these two, they're out. They're going to go through to this final with ease and book it at 52.92 there for Alexia Lazou. Then goes back to Ellie Beer. Looked like it was Genevieve O'Brien in third. We'll wait on the times for a small qualifier. Amazing competitions. As I said earlier in the evening, we are on the verge of the first time in Australian history having 3 women over the elusive 6,000 point marker.
In the same competition. These girls have great role models right in front of them.
So the final event here for our women's under-20 heptathlon. Bailey Vandenbroek and Isabella Wing, the 2 Tasmanians. They're the ones to watch here. Wing, it looks like, out wide on the track, is pretty keen to get into the tempo. So they're currently 4,771 points. And Isabella Wing, 4,719 points. So just behind Vandenbroek. The lead changed after the javelin. And we're also looking for 5,280 points total. That would be enough to get to those World Junior Championships. Looks like Williams James will be the first 2 in front here in this 800 metres. And we can see Isabella Wing sitting there in 4th.
It's sad we've seen one competitor off the track after the first 100 metres. We hope you are okay as we continue on with the first 300 metres of the under-20s final event of their heptathlon.
So such a massive undertaking. 7 events, 7 hard events on the track, in the field, everywhere. And these women will be relieved to finish off their championships. But for Isabella Wing and Bailey Vandenbroek as well, it's a battle for a national title. So you can see hip number 7 on there is Isabella Wing, is in that 4th spot, and Vandenbroek now goes through and gets the bell as well. So this separation is significant, it's important. It could be the difference between a national title and an automatic selection for that World Under-20 Championship. So Wing in 4th is who we've got our attention on, and the rest of this group with Williams there, the Queenslander, leading out from James. Durka as well from Western Australia in 3rd. But the determination, the look on Isabella Wing's face is enough to suggest that she would love to be the national champion here, the Tasmanian. So Wing in that 3rd spot, fighting for a position at the World Juniors and a national title. Vandenbroek now with 200 metres to go as well. The 2 Tasmanians have been dominant across the entire competition for this women's under-20 heptathlon. And with 100 metres to go, you just have to find anything you've got. Jerkster now from Western Australian finding all of that. Williams from Queensland in 3rd. It's Wing there in 4th that we're watching closely. But a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. 7 events out on the track and the field, and these women are amazing. Curtis Marshall, he's back from Europe. He's done what he needed to do. He was a world indoor medalist over there, the 2-time 6-metre man, and now he makes his way through to another Australian final. So the class has risen to the top in the field events. It's been amazing.
Holly Juzak there from the ACT. Her best time is at 2:22. So the women start on the first day with 100 hurdles, high jump, shot put, and 200. Come back on the second day and do the long jump, the javelin. And now the tough one, your specialty, Tamsin, the 800 metres.
I don't think I would have quite liked to do it at the end of 6 events. It's certainly a difficult event to finish with. Like the Decathlon, the 1500, they saved that grueling event to the last event just to really show that they're the kings and queens of the track, aren't they? And it's all about hitting your own splits and your own paces, and these athletes will have spoken to their coaches to set tempos that they know they're capable of. It's very different to a traditional 800-metre race where, you know, the pack is together and they're trying to win the race. They're trying to hit their own targets, their own personal best, and they'll know the times that they're on. You'll often see these athletes wearing watches that will beep and sort of tell them that they're on target for their own time.
So Amber Nissen, you can see there with the challenge now coming from Georgia Phillips of New South Wales. The big story's coming up though, because those that are contending for the medals go in a moment's time, and Mia Skerry is the big one here, and we'll tell you all about what she's achieved so far. Tori West is on her heels and Cameron Newton-Smith not far away as we battle it out here at the end of 2 grueling days. And coming back here is Holly Juzak on the outside, but still Georgia Phillips leading, and the time's going to be around about that 2:21, 2:22, which is decent running. It really is. So it's Georgia Phillips over Holly Juzak, and then in third place Amber Nissen. So they were the top 3 in the first of the 800s. This is the young woman, 21 years of age, Mia Skerry, who has set personal bests in each of the 6 disciplines. So let's set up 6,200 points is what Mia's really chasing. Her personal best is 5,919 points. She's trying to get past 6,000 and to get a Commonwealth Games qualifier. So she has to run a time that is faster than her personal best. So that time, Tamsin, what time does she need here, and what is her personal best?
Well, she needs around 2:17.95, I think, if we're going to be exact, and her personal best is 2:19. So it's going to be a big ask, especially at the end of 6 events, but, you know, she's done 6 personal bests, so I wouldn't count her out for doing another personal best here. And what does help her is there are faster 800-metre runners in this field, and Tori West, another athlete who'll be going for that 6,200 points, she needs to run a super fast 800 here as well. So the athletes have had a good 2 days of competition, and it comes down to how fresh their legs are and how well they can run over these 2 laps.
So Tori is 57 points behind. Let's say that Cameron can't make up 185 points. Can Tori make up the 57 points on Mia here?
Well, yes, she can. She can. So this 800-metre has two facets to it. The battle between who's going to win that gold medal, and Tori's running like she wants that gold medal and she wants that qualifying standard as well. She spoke after her javelin where she was a bit disappointed and said that she just didn't get onto that one, and so she knows that she's put herself under a little bit more pressure than she would have liked for this 800 metres, but she's attacked it, and she's attacked it well.
So she's a Paris Olympian, Tori. She's been an outstanding competitor for such a long time, 30 years of age. Mia at 21 years of age. Richo, talking to Bianca a moment ago, talking about that 4th place at the World Under-20s in Peru in 2024. And here's Tori now getting up alongside Layla Croker of Australia, South Australia, and then Kaya Suter. So for Mia has to stay within Tori's sights here. So she needs to take 4, 5, 6 seconds off her here, Tori. Can she do that? She's certainly making the long run for home here.
She is. Tori's running a beautiful 800 and she's getting helped here wonderfully, but Mia just has to hold her form. She's run a lot of Vic Milers 800-metre races, and she's done enough 800 training to know what it takes over this last 150 metres to finish an 800 off strongly.
So Suter away here, but our eyes are on West and Skerry, so that margin's about 40 metres, I guess, 50 metres perhaps. So for Tori, her personal best is 2:15.92. That would be a stunning run here tonight. This is quick. It's very quick. She's going to be around about 2:16, Tori, so that is so fast. But Mia's coming home with a big rush here, and I reckon she certainly run a personal best again and done enough.
It seems like a junior just yesterday, and now you are the national champion, Mia. That is an incredible achievement. How have you done this? How have you PB after PB?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure. I think I knew I was in good shape for every event, but it's hard to bring it all together in a head. But yeah, the stars aligned and more, so yeah, very stoked.
I mean, it's well known how much you've put your whole life on this. You've moved all around the country trying to get the best coaching set up. Tell us who's helped you.
Yeah, I mean, every coach has supported me throughout my whole junior and now senior career. I've learned so much from. I recently partially moved to Brisbane, and Ralph Newton up there and the whole squad has been absolutely amazing. I moved to them when, you know, I was injured and probably not at my best, but yeah, really, really happy with what they've done for me.
Well, we spoke to Bianca beforehand. She's very nervous. Go and see her. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
So Kennedy 3 from the left here. It's not so much about where he finishes in this race, it's what time. Do we see a 9 here? It's good conditions. Top 4 to go through. Despard in 4, Kennedy in 7. Vizsla will be fast early. There's Lockie. His starts are so good. 3 from the left, Kennedy.
Gotcha.
Third.
Away, got out well. Despard got a good start, so did Vizsla. Kennedy clearly in front at halfway. All about the time now. Lockie's going for it and going and getting it. Yes, you betcha. And it is legal. What an extraordinary young talent he is.
His ability to relax under pressure and get the job done is second to none. That was a wonderful run by Lachlan Kennedy. It's been rounded down to 9.96.
Well, we're wondering whether you're going to open up the engines here, and certainly you did.
Yeah, I mean, my goal was just to hit the start like I normally do it, hit top speed and just try and maintain it, but I definitely got more in the tank. But, I mean, what a great way to start the comp.
Yeah, and how significant is it for you to break 10 here in Australia?
I mean, awesome. I've never done it before. Hopefully I do it a couple more times. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just super thrilled, super happy.
You were in great shape at that Melbourne run?
Yeah, I mean, Melbourne was a great comp, great atmosphere, great people. I mean, yeah, this is a perfect combination for good times.
Oh, you're ready to rip tomorrow. Smell that dinker, Emma. He's ready. Well done.
Thank you, man.
The big gun here is Josh Azzopardi.
Third.
He got out well, Azzopardi. Carver alongside of him. Jackson away pretty well. Clare out wide. Azzopardi clearly in front. Now, how fast can he be? He's looked around and switched off. 10.23. Well, everybody's got their methods. He looked on for something pretty quick. Decided not to. He switched it off and saves it for tomorrow night. Heat 3 of 5 of the men's 100 metres, and Rowan Browning is the main man here, but Jackson Rowe's got to be so hard to beat. Right in the middle, in the pink. Away, got it. Oh, now what's happened here? So Jackson to go and have a chat and maybe look at the vision here.
Foot plates. Let's have a look. Yeah, so see how he did, but then he knew he did it, and so he just didn't push off.
With an empty lane next to him. He got a good start, Rowan, just then.
He did. He reacted well. He's pushed out, and he often does. He's a good starter when he gets it right. Third.
Away, got a good start again, so give it on the right of screen, Concesso. Browning clearly in front. Bradshaw's having a good run. Rowan's going to squeeze the lemon, and he's run pretty well. It's 10.25. It'll come down probably to 23 or 24. Quicker than Maury Plant, and the quickest this season for him. 4th of 5 heats. If you did just join us, we will show you again. Lachlan Kennedy's run 9.96 tonight. First Australian to break 10 seconds in Australia. Second fastest time by any Australian ever.
Third.
So Gordon is 3 from the right of screen, and Colgan didn't get a great start. Sue from the left. Milverton's right up at the moment. Gordon clearly in front of Milverton. They'll be the first two, and getting through for third Colgan after a slowish start. Set it up early, Gordon. Had really the race under control and runs at about 10.36 by the look of it.
Third.
Clean start. I reckon Bond just beat Use out. Not much in it. Kessie got a very good start. It's Bond showing away from Use at the moment, and Bond clearly over Use, and then Kessie, and that was impressive. A little fist pump to Tamsin. He likes it. He's in the shape of his life.
Yeah, the women's triple jump final is firmly in action. You can see here, this is Tiana Boris. Now, she was a World Junior bronze medalist only a few years ago. She's been battling a few injuries and would love the opportunity to be the national champion here. She got out over 13.21 in the second round. She's a popular athlete. She was the first to win a global medal for Australia in a long time. But here's Desley Owusu. She was your world champion representative last year. She's a 3-time champion, looking for 4 on the trot. And she just bettered her 13.56, the furthest jump we've seen in women's triple jumping this year. So the competition is ramping up.
In lane 4 is in good form. So's Jade Johnston.
Third.
Away, so Zara got a good start. So it's Hagen leading, Day behind her. Harris is out well, 3 from the left. Going strongly though, Hagen. Harris trying to get up alongside of her, and Day looks like she'll get through. It was tight on the line, but Hagen, I think, has prevailed over Harris. And I reckon Riley Day might have hung on for third. It was pretty close.
Third.
Away, Dodds out pretty well, 2 from the left. Matza 3 from the right out well, and Pickering going as well. But Dodds clearly in front. Matza's very strong late with that big 200-metre finishes. But Dodds gets it over Matza. And I reckon Lee might have got through for third.
Third.
Away, so Mannix Power got out pretty well. She's so strong late. Hull's got a good start, and so did Percival out wide. But Chloe in front at the moment from Hull's, and Chloe Mannix Power comes away with that power and runs at around 11.50. It's a good run. The wind has been pretty kind tonight. No headwinds, so to speak, in a consistent fashion. Fourth heat for the women in the 100 metres. Semi-finals and finals tomorrow night.
Third.
Away, so Crutton 2 from the right, normally a fast starter. Hanlon's actually in front of her early, and Boyne got out really quickly. Hanlon clearly in front though, and coming away. Boyne's having a good run, and then Crutton. And Monique actually switches off. She is in the form of her life.
Certainly watch for Ebony Lane to get out well and to control this race.
So 2 from the left, Ebony. She's been in cracking form this year. Hastings will be strong late.
Third.
Away, so Lane did get that good start. Hastings away pretty well. Spackman just up on her, and then Honey. Lane clearly in front, but Hastings is giving her a big, big run here. Lane just, oh, that is so close. Switched off a bit, Ebony, on the line. Olivia matched her, though, just about the whole way there. Good time inside 11.6.
Yeah, the hammer throw competition has just come to a complete end, so our national champion has been decided. It was a bit of a two-way battle. You can see the Texas State across the chest there of Lara Roberts. Now, she was at those World Championships last year. She was third in the NCAA Outdoors last year as well, and managed to heave out this hammer throw 65.51 metres. So you can see the contemplation there that went on after that throw. Maybe wanted a little more. 70 metres exactly is what we need for the Commonwealth Games qualifier. Enter Stephanie Ratcliffe, who comes in here, the World Championship representative from the last 2 championships, goes out just shy of the 70 metres, 67.71 for her as well, 2-time NCAA champion. Would you believe this is her first Open national title? So congratulations to Steph Ratcliffe.
One of the highlights of tonight, because of what Angus Hinksman did yesterday. He broke the world record in the T38 for the 1500, and he took Reese Langdon's world record by 0.12 of a second. So this rivalry continues, and here's the young man who is the world record holder now at the 1500 in the T38.
30 from Victoria, but Hinksman said it was pretty surreal yesterday to get that world record.
So Langdon's world record set at the Nationals last year was 3:46.83, and Hinksman ran 3:46.71 yesterday, so he's backing it up here. So Langdon quickly in front of Samasiri in second placing, and Hinksman back in 5th place at the moment. So Langdon, we're told, that is going to try and go out at 62nd pace. So 60 seconds gives you 3:45. So that's world record pace.
Well, I think Langdon would have been pretty upset to lose that world record to Hinksman. He knows that they have had some great battles in the day, and he'll be wanting to see if he can get it back here in this final. Langdon, who began athletics at the age of 9, he grew up on a farm in Goulburn and ran the 2 kilometres to his letterbox, and that's where he started to get his fitness from.
So they're in the T38 category. We'll get this split. So it's going to be just over that minute by the look of it, around about that 61. So 61.13. It's still certainly within range of that world record. Joseph Feather in second placing, and then Somasari, and just behind him is Angus Hinksman, and you can see how well he's looking at the moment. So no real surprises here. Reese pushing hard. So he's a T38 athlete, as is Angus. So that's for athletes with movement and coordination, affected to a lower degree, lower trunk and legs, and usually down one side of the body. So look, our admiration for all these athletes, and as we look towards the Commonwealth Games and the fact that they're joined at the hip with the able-bodied athletes, makes the Commonwealth Games very special, doesn't it, in so many ways?
It does, and you can see here, Langdon is really controlling this race from the front, but he's still keeping it nice and calm. He'll be hitting his targets well, and Hinksman's done a good job to be able to just move through the field at that point where he could sense some slowing down of athletes, and he's got onto the shoulder of Langdon. There's 2 goals for these athletes. They want to get across the line in first position, but they do really want to be the athlete that works away from this championship with the world record title. But Hinksman's looking really nice at the moment. He started to open up just a little bit of a lead, and Langdon's trying to react.
And Somasiri, the Sri Lankan, is about 3 metres away. He's in a different category at the T46 level, and then a gap to Joseph Feather. So Hinksman really now starting to wind it up, and Reese has just got to try and hang on to Angus here. So he had that world record taken by that 12 100ths of a second yesterday, and they are close to that world record pace here. So Hinksman, with all the momentum of yesterday's world record run, and the Sri Lankan just dropping off a little, Somasiri behind them, but he's had a great run so far. They get the bell.
You can see Hinksman looking nice and calm. He's looking at that bell split. You can tell he really wants to make sure that they are on target, but he'll be able to sense that Langdon's still right there on his shoulder.
They're going to have to kick this down something incredibly to get to that 3:46.71 that Hinksman ran yesterday. Langdon's poised though, isn't he? So there's a real battle on here. It's not so much maybe the world record, it's a battle for first and second. Hinksman does look powerful in the back straight. Look at that steely look of his. Not running scared, running confidently, and knowing that Langdon's not quite on his shoulder, but almost on his shoulder.
Yeah, Hinksman's running nice and tall. Still looks like he's got another gear to give, but Langdon's just a fighter, and he's not giving up the fight here.
He certainly isn't. So that clock ticks over into the 3:30s now. So that 3:46 is going to be a loser for them here, but it's a national championship at stake. And look at Langdon and the courage and determination as he tries to get up alongside of Angus here. But Hinksman looks around. He's got his measure for the moment. He's 2-3 metres in front, and now he starts to push away. What a weekend he's having. What a weekend. World record, and now the championship. Langdon was terrific, and so was Somasiri coming home in 3rd place. He stayed with them for quite a while. He just couldn't quite match them when the pressure was on, but he's run a very fast time for himself, and then there's big gaps after that. It's a great race.
Well, competition brings out the best in athletes, and to have in your backyard Hinksman and Langdon being able to race against each other and push each other to these super fast times and great battles, it's exciting to watch. And that was another one of their head-to-heads that was...
Joined by the world record holder. It's got a beautiful ring to it, Angus. Congratulations. How's the last 24 hours been as a world record holder?
Pretty surreal, to be honest. It's been something I've dreaming about since I was about 16. I remember this race exactly, coming in behind Reese and seeing how strong he is, and ever since I've just been sort of chasing his mark down, and now we get to compete together on the biggest stage, and it's a bit surreal, especially to take a record from such a good athlete.
He made you earn it tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely wasn't expecting it, but considering how I was feeling post PB, I think it was a pretty good solid strategy. Just was able to dig and find something more.
How was the phone, mate? You've been run off the hook since you became a world record holder?
Yeah, there's been a few messages, but it's just been nice to feel the love and the support. It can be a cold sport with how much training you do solo, so it's always nice to perform at these events.
World record holder, and in the Nike Elite kit, you look outstanding, mate. Well done on the national title.
Have a good one. Thank you.
It's time for one of the great highlights of these national championships. It's the women's 1500-metre final. The heats were yesterday, and 5 of the 6 women that have broken the 4-minute barrier are in this field tonight. Look at that determination, and look at Georgia thinking about it as well. We know that Jess can be so aggressive. Let's see what happens. So it'll be crucial early just to set the tone, how fast they go and just who steps out the front. And the first slight surprise is that Jess Hales at the back. She's done that before in many races and quickly starts to improve her position. She goes up to 3rd from the back at the moment. Claudia puts herself right in the sweet spot, outside the lead, and it's slow. This is slow early. And forget the 4 minutes. This is a dawdle, which we did not expect. So that's the first big surprise, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody's been willing to take that pace. Izzy Thornton-Bott was the one who came out from the inside lane fast down the first 100 metres, and Claudia just had to get to the front there. It was the smartest thing to do because she didn't want to be caught in the middle of that pack and not having an exit route.
It's like a bike race, isn't it, at the moment? It's like being at the velodrome. You could see Claudia just looking for Jess, wanting to know where she was. They are crawling here. So Thornton-Bott, Hollingsworth, Hancock Cameron, Griffith is there, Hull, quite content just to sit back. Billings is there in that group as well. And so is Des, and at the back is Ryan. Nobody expected this. We thought this would be super quick. We thought maybe Hull would take it from the start. Hollingsworth controlling for the minute. When does Jess make the move? Not yet. Great view here.
Well, the most important thing at the moment when it is bunched so tightly is that the athletes are really switched on every step just to make sure that they stay on their feet and there's no falls in a race that's packed this tightly. That's the biggest problem. You're just making sure that the athletes stay on their feet. They're all waiting for that first move to be made. Jess Hull is sitting on the outside of the field and she's got the exit route. She can also see where all the competitors are. She's running quite smartly, but we would have expected her to go a little bit harder than this tempo. But she does have great 800-metre pace.
Well, if it comes down to 800, this is the story. Claudia Hollingsworth and Abby Caldwell both broke the Australian record in one race last year, and then Jess broke it again at the World Championship. So all three have got outstanding 800-metre speed. Hollingsworth, Hull and Caldwell are the three fastest Australians ever at 800, and now we've got 800 to go, and really it's become an 800-metre race, hasn't it?
It has, and Abby Caldwell was one of her coach, Gavin Burren, thought that it might play out like this. Everybody had a bit of a chuckle because they thought there's no way that this race will be slow, but that is exactly what's happened.
So Billings starts to make a room around Hull. It's been oh so slow. Who's going to pull the trigger here? I mean, who blinks? Hollingsworth just where I think she wants to be. Hull gets up alongside of her. Thornton-Bott inside of those. And then Billings on the back of Hull. And then Griffith just behind them. And then Hancock, Cameron and Ryan. All the big guns are there, but nobody's fired a shot.
No one has, but here goes Jess. She looks like she's getting a bit impatient at this pace, and somebody has to make the move, and they're going to have to make it soon. There's 500 metres to go.
So this much anticipated 1500, this quest for glory for Jess Hull to win the big three. Claudia's got caught here a little bit. That was interesting. She's allowed them to get around her. She has to shove, and she does shove to try and get inside Billings. 1 lap to go in the women's 1500-metre final, and the Australian champion leads them into the back straight. Never beaten in an Australian National Championship, Hull. She leads. Billings second, Hollingsworth third, Caldwell fourth, Griffith fifth, and then Ryan. The long run for home starts now.
And they've just got to hold their form. It's all about who's got the most bickies left in their legs and can hold their form and hold that sprint action. Jess Hull looking fantastic out in the front, but here comes Claudia Hollingsworth.
Claudia looks confident, and so does Hull. She's going to be so hard to get past. Caldwell can't quite get past them, and now starts to drop off. It's Hull and Hollingsworth. Claudia will fancy her chances. Jess is going to take some running down. They've got 100 metres to go. Hollingsworth trying to get through.
Whoa.
She can't. Oh, you
no.
cannot believe it. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Caldwell goes up to Claudia. Claudia comes away. It's not what we wanted. Claudia wins the gold medal. I think Billings gets second, and in third place will be Caldwell and then Ryan. But that was not what anybody wanted to see.
Oh, it's got shades of Tokyo World Champs written all across it, that 800-metre heat, and I'm going to say that Claudia does not look too happy here because she knows that the reason why Jess fell was because she got boxed in and she tried to get out. And the judges are going to be looking at this carefully because that was quite rough, but not on purpose.
I'm joined by Claudia, and I can imagine that's not what you wanted to, how you wanted to win. You wanted to go toe-to-toe with Jess. Take us through it.
Yeah, look, that's not the way I wanted to win at all. I respect Jess as a racer so much, so yeah, I apologise for that coming into the straight, but we're all competitive out there and we're all wanting to win, so I just put my best foot out there today, and honestly, I was feeling really good coming into the straight, so I knew I had it in me, and I wanted to show that tonight, but yeah.
Was it bizarre in the first lap? Were you expecting, like all of us, for this to be a traditional Jess Hull, let's go, a full burn-up?
Yeah, definitely. I was expecting it hot from the start, which I was more than prepared for. I was excited to come in and try run pretty quick, but that's not how it played out. So just had to run the race that was in front of me, and that was a tactical one. So I felt like I played it pretty well, and I just knew that was probably going to wind up from 800, and that's what happened. And that last 400, I was feeling really, really good in my legs, and I just knew I had to drop a pretty quick last 200, and I think I did that, and yeah, we'll see.
It's not the way you wanted to win, but you are the national champion. Let's make sure you have a smile on your face. Do you back up and run the 800?
Yeah, definitely, especially knowing how good my legs felt in that race. I'm really excited for the 8, and yeah, get home, recover tonight, and get ready for tomorrow.
Okay, and hopefully you're okay.
Oh, no, I'm all right.
Congratulations, Claudia.
Thank you, thanks.
Jess, is it okay if we have a very quick chat and we'll come back?
Yeah.
What happened out there?
I mean, it was that slow. Things happen. I thought I was away. I was like, I could see the shadows, and it's like, I got this, and then I closed the rail and I went down. So yeah, I don't know who it was, but whoever was trying to come through on the rail just gave me a tap, and when you're going that fast, you go down. So, but you know, that's racing. It happens, and yeah, I'll be better for it, because maybe you just don't let it go that slow next time.
Well, that was interesting. So the tactics in the race had us all gobsmacked. We thought that you would make it a full burn. When did you decide to do what you did?
I mean, 3 years ago, I needed to make it a long burn, but I really backed my speed now. Like, I've done so much work on it over that 800. I was really confident in my kick tonight, and I felt like I was flying. Like, I heard Dad say at 600 to go, 71, and I knew what that meant, and I just started sending it, and felt like I had my cards, and I was throwing them down, and just went down. So it happens. It's, you know, I'm okay. I'm going to get back out here tomorrow night. I've got 2 more races, so unfortunate, but it's okay.
Always a great attitude. Can't wait to see you again. We'll let you get back to the media. Good on you, Jess.
Again, that discussion going on, and now she's been taken away by the referee because this race is about to start. So there's a lot to play out in the 1,500 metres that we've just seen. So Madison Kent on the outside, Amy Fisher, and Sarah Clifton-Bly, Michaela Dingley, Eliza Jane O'Connell, and Coco Espy.
Eliza's got out well. She's heading into that back straight, and she looks like she's going to make up the stagger on all the athletes on the outside of her.
And she's been able to do that quickly, hasn't she? So Amy Fisher on the left of screen there.
You can see Michaela Dingley's also doing well in the middle of the field. Sarah Clifton-Bly is also in this field, the athlete in lane 6, the 22-year-old who began at the age of 8, Paralympian in 2024. It's all Eliza O'Connell.
Just a clear-cut win, isn't it? It's a brilliant performance again, and so this glittering career continues on, marches on. So Glasgow.
On your marks.
Maddie and Louise Savage have been such a team too over the years. We're about to go here.
Set.
So from the outside, Reid McCracken, then Warwick Holmes, Cormac Ryan, Tristan Orchard, Robert Hooton, and Sam Carter here. So Robert Hooton looked to get out really well. In fact, I'm sure that's him down that back straight. So Reid McCracken left the screen. Robert Hooton chasing hard. Is that Sam Carter?
Sam Carter.
Sam Carter now chasing hard.
Yeah.
So Sam Carter, because he's out in lane 4, isn't he? So Sam Carter getting up here to Reid McCracken.
Yeah, Sam Carter worked really hard out of the blocks. He was really, really working those arms to get from that stationary position to getting the wheelchair moving at top speed. He's having a wonderful race here.
He certainly has put a space in them, hasn't he? Cormac Ryan back in 3rd place behind Reid McCracken, but Sam Carter from the ACT is charging away here. And you mentioned around about that 50 seconds. There you go, right on that knocker, Tams. And 2nd will go to Reid McCracken, and 3rd to Cormac Ryan. And then a gap back to Tristan Orchard. So the last 5 winners of the Australian Championship are in this race tonight. So we're talking about Cam Myers, the defending champion, Adam Spencer in 24, in 23 Callum Davies, in 22 Ollie Hoare, and in 21 Jai Edwards. They are all there tonight.
No, I think Cam looks like he's got the eyes of somebody who has a mission that he wants to accomplish.
Men's 1,500 metre final. We'll know early, won't we, as we did in the women's, just what they've got in store. And this is a good sign, I think, for a fast race, because Myers has pushed through and Ollie Hoare's going to push through hard behind him, the Commonwealth champion. And Jack Ansie's there with Barrett and Thomas. Already Myers has made an early statement.
I think it's an important statement to make. With 15 athletes in the field, you want to get out fast and you want to find a position early in this race. And it's great to see Ollie Hoare, who's moved up right on the shoulder of Cam Myers.
And then Jack Anstey behind him. Jude Thomas has had to work hard to get himself up into third placing. Adam Spencer just tucked in behind those, but he's in a good spot, Spencer. And then Stitz inside of him. So let's have a look at this first split. If it's 57 seconds, they're on a record pace for an Australian Championship at 3:33. We'd see that clock tick over at 400. Myers and Hoare take them into the back straight. It's 56.3. It's quickish. It's a good run. The foot is down early, Tamsin, so to speak.
It is, and you can see through the faces of the athletes behind Cam Myers that this is definitely a good, honest tempo. Cam Myers looks relaxed through the face, and you can see Adam Spencer in the fourth position with that serenity across his facial expression as well, just holding on. It's like almost like a train now. The pace is really on.
There's no jostling here. There's no tripping up in this one right now, because Cam has set the scene and Ollie sits on him. And just behind him, Jude Thomas, and then Adam Spencer. You can see they're working. Jack Anstey tucks in behind him, and then Alex Stitton, Callum Davies. So we've got 2 laps to go. 800 out. He's running it from the front, isn't he, Myers? He doesn't want any help at all, and Hoare tries to stick with him. So let's see if they're at 1:54 as they go through. They're on record pace for an Australian Championship. They're going to be inside that 1:54 again, just 1:53.52. It's around about 3:32 and a half pace at the moment.
Well, we know that Cam Myers is in 3:30 pace, and so 1:53 is the pace that he can do. The only difference is it's a national title's on the line, so that adds a little bit more pressure, and also he's having to do it on his own without the help of a pacemaker. It's interesting to see that Ollie Hoare looks like he's enjoying this tempo. He's holding on. He's literally the only athlete who's been able to go with this tempo.
There's a huge gap now, isn't there, to Jude Thomas? And that gap's happened pretty quickly, Townsend, because they were on the back. These men are being stretched. They're on personal best time. 1 lap to go in the 1,500-metre final. It's what we were hoping for at the bell. It's 2:35, 2:36. This is very quick. I don't know if Ollie can hang on here. And there's a long gap into Jude Thomas and Adam Spencer. We're talking about young 19-year-old Cam Myers, who puts the foot down in the back straight. How quick can he be? Ollie Hoare's Australian record is 3:29.41. Surely not. Can he go inside 3:30 tonight? He's going to give it a big shake here.
He certainly is, and he has certainly broken the hearts of the rest of the field. It's all about how fast Cam Myers can go from here.
3:29.41 is the Australian record. 19 years of age. Into the straight he comes. He's left the Commonwealth champion behind him, and he's left the bronze medalist from the World Indoor. That clock's ticking. Cam knows that. It's the fastest we've ever seen in the 1,500 metres at the Australian Championships. Oh, he's just missed it. He's just missed it. It's an extraordinary run. And Ollie Hoare's run a great race as well. And then Adam Spencer. It's the run of a champion. He did it every step of the way. The last 3 laps for 57, 55 and 54. Australia has got a young champion. And for Ollie Hoare, that is a very important result at 3:32 and Adam Spencer. Richo, nothing would amaze us with this young man. That was absolutely superb.
Cam, simply thank you, mate. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you do that. Discuss your tactics. After you saw the women's race, did you think, hey, I'm going to take any luck out of this?
Funnily enough, I actually didn't see the women's race. I heard about it, but I didn't get to see it myself. So I knew that I was going to run quick today. I actually think my shape is far better than I could show today, because obviously I didn't have any paces. But yeah, the goal was just to come here and get as close as I can to the Oz record. And, you know, Ollie's in the race, so he's got a chance to defend it, and that's what I want. So yeah.
It's bizarre to say when you run 3:29, you look a little disappointed in the time.
Oh, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I was really hoping to get under 3:29. But yeah, that's obviously a difficult task to do on your own. So yeah, that's good. That's a good start.
You back up and run the 5K?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, hopefully I get to tomorrow morning and I'm not too sore, sorry. But yeah, the plan is to run the 5K, yeah.
How's the training been since the Murray plan?
Yeah, it's gone smoothly. I mean, I never really get to test my shape, I guess, so that's what I come here and do the races and really just give it all I got. So yeah, I'm happy.
How important is having someone like Dick Telford, who's just such a experienced head in your camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's one of the best 1500 coaches in the world. I think it shows that we have guys like Jai and Connor back into the final, even though they've had a pretty difficult build. So yeah, I mean, it's great to have Dick in my corner, and yeah, I wouldn't have anyone else.
You've absolutely thrilled us, mate. Congratulations, brilliant.
Thanks, Richard. Cheers.
These guys, let's give you the leaders. So Sam Talbot of Great Britain, he's leading the competition overall. He's a two-time Olympic English championship medalist, I should say. And for our Australians, Lenny Robin, the Victorian, is in front with 6,224 points. So the 3 3/4 journey awaits our men's decathletes at the end of 9 grueling events. There's nothing more fun than adding a 1,500 metres to it all. So we can see for the Australians, Lenny Robin, the Victorian, leads out our national title. Sam Talbot from Great Britain is in front of the competition as a whole. Logo Taligi not too far away either. So we're watching to see who's actually going to take out this national title, Tamsin.
Yeah, and that's the battle, isn't it? They've been so super close in points the whole way through. Lenny Robin was leading after day one, and he's got good speed endurance. So the 1,500 metres, he'd be feeling pretty confident in this race, I would think. He's got the Project 10 where he documents his journey across social media. It's fantastic to watch how he's coming along in his decathlon training, and he'd be pretty happy with his 2 days of competition so far. And the athlete, Tigley, in second position here, the 21-year-old. Have you heard of the Tunarama Tuna Toss competition in South Australia? It's a pretty important competition because it's like something that some of the throwers that have been famous coming out of the Carlin boys from South Australia, they've gone and competed in it. Well, he wanted to win it since he was 13 years of age, and he actually won it this year. The Tunarama Tuna Toss. I think you need to get down to South Australia and have a look at it sometime, Mitch, because it's a famous event down there. And he wanted the tuna to hit the beach so that he could see that fish disappear. This is the athlete sitting in second in this 1,500 metres at the moment. Now, Mitch, we've had a fantastic evening of field events.
Yeah, we certainly have. So let's start with our women's para long jump. So now, this is where we see Layla Sharp. So she's going to be competing here in the Commonwealth Games. This is our F38 competitor, 476 for her. So Sharp will contest here in Glasgow, which is fantastic. We have so many para-athletes making their way over to the Commonwealth Games. And alongside of her right now here, we can see in our women's long jump, this is Talea Blacksmith. So Blacksmith was a little shaky on the boards, admittedly. She only got 2 clean jumps out there, but it managed to get through for 496. And Sarah Walsh, just one of the most class para-athletes we've had. She's a multiple-time Australian representative, national record holder, and global medalist. She got out over 5 metres, 5.06 for her. So in and amongst that group, Layla Sharp will be the one going to the Commonwealth Games. But talking about Commonwealth Games, let's turn our attention here to the women's triple jump. This is Tiana Boris. So Boris was a world junior bronze medalist a few years ago, has had to battle injuries, has had to make her way back into the competition. It was her first time over 13 metres this year at 13.21. But have a look at this. This is Desley Owusu. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 national titles in a row for her. She made history last year. She was the first to compete at a World Championships for women in triple jumping, and she's chasing down the elusive 6 titles set before her. So Desley Owusu is just such a class athlete. She was so good at the World Uni Games last year as well.
She was, and she said the belief of her coach has been instrumental in her career. She's got 6 siblings as Desley Owusu, such an incredible athlete, and had to overcome the disappointment of missing the Olympic Games, and that 2025 World Champs representation was well deserved.
So our field eventers continue to make history, but on the track here, our gentlemen are just desperate for the finish line, you would think. And you hear the sound of the bell, and there must be some form of relief that just goes through the body. Only 400 metres to go here for the men's decathlon. Talegi putting a really good effort here. This is Gardner from Queensland. He's a little bit further back in the rankings, but doing a great job to push the tempo. You summarised it perfectly. These guys aren't out here necessarily to win. They are trying to get a particular time so they can get particular points. So Gardner's out there in his own race. Everybody is almost a winner in their own right.
Yeah, Gardner, the 26-year-old from Queensland, he's got a personal best over 1,500 of 4:18. So that is the time that he would be targeting in all the events. They're just trying to get as close as they can to their own individual personal best so that their collective points at the end can be as great as they've ever gotten before.
So we have to give a lot of love here to George Gardner. He's going to be the first to finish our men's open decathlon. Doesn't mean he's the gold medalist, but he is the first to get to this finish line, and we can see 4:19.79. So George Gardner of Queensland was in that 7th spot. Have a look at Logo Taligi. Don't worry about all the tuna throwing that he could be doing in South Australia. He's throwing down an absolute sprint for the ages here in the final 100 metres of the men's decathlon. There are supporters everywhere. They can understand just how painful the end of a men's decathlon is, and he is nothing but relieved, is Logo Taligi, as the rest of this field comes on down, Tamsin.